I started removing the cooling lines that go into the heater. I've just looped them together temporarily to reduce the amount of coolant leaking, as I think I can probably take most of the car apart without leaking a load of coolant everywhere. It'll be much easier to collect the coolant when all the shell's out the way. Inside's looking very spacious now. Got the ECU exposed and removed the blower, the heater, and I've removed all of the pedals, unclipped all the loom clips from the back firewall and removed the acoustic insulation off it. Last thing to pull out now is the steering column, and then I think I've got a few more little things to unclip here and there, but otherwise everything's apart, and it's all just going to be unclipping wires and threading them back through to start getting the loom out. And I have disconnected the engine loom from the main harness, well, undone the tape holding it all together, and unclipped the block. So hopefully that'll come out in one piece. Then the rear section should come out in one piece. Then the mid section should come out in one piece. And I'm not sure if there's a divide between left and right side on the engines. I'll have to have another little look, because otherwise I'll have to pull it all through by the fuse boxes, but that should be all right. We'll find out how the spaghetti works as we get cracking into it. But tomorrow I'm due to have headlights, front bumper supports and grills, and the front arch liners go to someone who wants to do a Mark 2.5 front end conversion. So a little bit of cash back, and this car that was destined to go to scrap is going to keep a couple more on the road, which is good. So the electrical spaghetti from the passenger side has all been pulled through after I opened up the air intake and just tore the mesh out. Gave me a useful little handhold to work from both sides. So just a little collection of electronic spaghetti to sort through. Well, the shell's now not a lot lighter, riding a lot higher. All the internal electrics are now unplugged and removed. Only thing left to remove there is the header seal, which I want to put on the other car. Boot's all empty and clear now. I'm going to disconnect the fuel lines, well, the fuel fillers last, so there's no risk of sparks going in. Got a few bits and bobs which are for sale in the car still. Had a few things sell last night, which was nice, raised a little bit of funds. And the engine bay's all clear of cables now. I've managed to keep the engine part of the harness on the engine, and I think it can stay there for a minute. Saves the chances of breaking clips. Much easier to do when the body's out the way and there's a bit more room. Radiator's all loose now. Again, I can more easily drain the coolant, make less of a mess when the body's out the way. So I'll try and keep that on. And I've just got to trace back the cables which run down the middle of the car underneath from one end to the other. Do a couple of clips there to remove that, and then I should be able to pull through the last of the loom, which is still under here, which is just the back part, but it does also link through to the front. So I'm hoping there's a disconnect between the two, but I've got to crawl underneath and find it. And yeah, then ready for well, it would be lift off, but I think it's going to be cut off because of the slope I'm working on. I can't really do an engine crane to pick the body of the car up, so I've bought a load of angle grinder flapper discs, and I'm asking around for a reciprocating saw, and I think with the two combined I'm just going to cut the body up into manageable bits that I can carry down the alley and go from there. But I noticed that the brace under the engine, under the rear subframe seems to be missing, so I might ask the guys if they've got one of those when I take the diff back. And I think that the exhaust they gave me might be the wrong one, because they cut the lambda on the other one and gave me a an exhaust with no lambda on it. So just because I'll be using the cat section most probably for the IVA, I'd quite like that all together if possible, so I'll ask nicely and see where it gets me.
Okay, let's go.
Opened it up, I've been able to reach and unclip the other cables holding the cable that runs down the PPF, and I managed to find where the join is, which goes to the forward section, so I think I should be able to unplug it there, I hope. So the two sections come in two parts, fingers crossed, because otherwise I've got one loom at the back which needs to be pulled through that hole, and one loom at the front which disappears down the back, which I was hoping to leave in situ, which is that one there, follows up, comes around here and into the back of the fuse box. Now I might be able to unplug it this end, I probably can, but the more I can leave connected the better, really, just for simplicity. But yeah, some really good progress. And yeah, it's quite satisfying to cut it up at last, although it does seem to go through the cutting discs a bit faster than I expected, so I think I might need to go and buy a few more packs, because it's a disc and a half just to do that, and there's quite a lot left to go to make the whole car into manageable chunks to pull apart. But I'm hoping to borrow a reciprocating saw on Monday, so I might be able to do a little bit more then. I later found that the loom disconnected at the back where it connected to the battery, so I was able to pull it through that way and leave it trailing under the car for now. Anyway, now on to the cutting. I've got to pause there because I've got to go to work now, but good bit of progress. Got the front left quarter off and the windscreen off in one piece. Only a little bit of broken glass, but it's all good. And yeah, it's getting lighter every time I cut something off, so just got to keep going until there's nothing left to cut off. And then I've got to find somewhere else to keep the panels. Might have to hang them from the ceiling or something. Get creative, find some space for them to keep them nice. But yeah, windscreen took a fair bit of fight, but I suppose that's what you want if it's there as a rollover hoop. And yeah, I've left the front cross member off so that if we need to pick up this section of the car, it's at least a good handhold for that. And I think probably next cut's the other quarter over there, and then might cut it down the middle, see what happens then.